welcome to episode 27 of the Roma Revolution. I'm Ben, and coming up on today's episode we have the second leg of our Champions League tie against PSV, and that is followed by a Derby della Capitale away game against Lazio. But since you were last with me, form has been on the up. After the good Champions League victory over today's opponents, PSV, we went and beat Verona 2-0. Esposito and Vetu with the goals. Vetu scoring an absolute cracker. They did have a sending off in the 57th minute, which just secured the game for us. A really good performance then against Udinese. Todibo and Esposito again pitching in with another goal. His goal scoring boots have returned, and that has complemented the upturn in form. Then a late winner by substitute Patrick Schick in our game against Lecce, giving us a 2-1 victory over them. It was left late, a penalty conceded by the hero early on, Juan Miranda, but we were able to get the job done. And those three wins mean we are now sitting second in Serie A, 2 points ahead of Napoli, 3 points ahead of Juventus, but we are still 8 points away from AC Milan in top spot. A big game therefore coming up against Lazio. They sit down in 6th, a game we need to be winning if we're going to have any chance of catching AC Milan and picking up our first Serie A title as Roma manager. But first, order of business is the Champions League. A 3-0 lead we bring back to the Olimpico, and the team who's looking to get us through is this one. It's Fernandez in goal. A back five of Miranda, Mancini, Ramos, Todibo and Bua. Riccardi, Tonali and Pellegrini in the midfield, with Almada playing in behind Esposito up front. Can we do it? 3 goals should be enough to see us through, but we want to keep this winning run going. It'll be interesting to see who we get if we do beat PSV. Obviously the easier of the ties we probably could have got in this first knockout round. But we're looking good at the moment, and hopefully we can continue that here. Expecting nothing but a win from the match. As always, we have faith in the boys to go out there and deliver the result for us. The assistant is going to the tunnel, and here we go. Man City and Juventus also playing this evening. They are currently 0-0 on both aggregate and in game. But here we go. Mancini with the ball on the edge of the area. Finds Esposito in loads of space, but it's Unastall with the save. And a really bright start from us. Almost the first goal within the first 6 minutes. We got a corner. Pellegrini. It's fallen only as far as Gagpo on the edge of the area. But a really positive start for us. And it would be good to see us put a few more goals past the PSV side like we did in that first leg. Ramos playing it forward to Riccardi then in midfield. We're seeing a lot of us so far. Riccardi needs to get rid of the ball and he's not been able to do so, but he's won it back from Berghuis. He's put a poor ball forward though, and it's back with Todibo in the defence after PSV cleared. Miranda to Riccardi again in the midfield. Can he do a bit better with it this time? He can't. It's an effort that's gone well wide, but he's looking bright in the midfield, Alessio Riccardi, the youngster who's definitely on the upward curve this year. He's featured in a lot of games and he's played really well when he has. It's a free kick. Sergio Ramos heads in. Pellegrini with the ball in. Ramos with his first goal in a Roma shirt. Bought in with that winner's mentality. And boy, is he showing it here. Ramos with a great header in. And it's Roma 1, PSV 0, 4-0 on aggregate. And that now is surely the tie secured. Bua on this right-hand side. Can he put a ball across? He can. It finds Juan Miranda, but it's straight at Unastall in the PSV goal. A really positive start to the game again. We're looking good at the moment and hopefully we can continue this. The highlight is continuing as well, and we're back with Bua on the right, who finds Tonali in a lot of room in the middle. He finds Riccardi, back to Tonali, who puts a lovely ball out to Juan Miranda, who does beat his man. He finds Riccardi in the middle of the park, back to Miranda. Can he get a ball across? It's fallen to Sebastiano Esposito. And within the space of about 5 minutes, we've put 2 past PSV. And it's now Roma 5, PSV 0 on aggregate. And we're looking likely to be through to the quarter-finals of the Champions League. 1 step further than last year. A beautiful header, 2 headed goals within the space of 5 minutes. And that may well have secured us the spot quite easily in that quarter-final. And can we go further than that? It'll be interesting to see who we get, but we're looking to get more on here. Riccardi. He finds Bua, who's in a little bit of space on the right. He cuts inside nicely. Back to Tonali. Pellegrini. Almada popping it between us nicely in the middle of the park. Tonali out to David Bua. He's got a chance to go past his man and cross. He has. It's found Esposito. And it's headed off the bar and cleared then from PSV. I think it was Buscagli in there who cleared it. But positive again. And it's a PSV goal. Romero slots it in for them. We're going for a closer look at VAR. I wonder what's happened here. It looked like it should have easily been a goal. Has there been a push, a handball, something along those lines? We're back in the middle of the park. It's been disallowed. There is a free kick. A push on the goalkeeper. It seems extremely harsh on PSV, and they have scored. Cody Gagpo at the back post. We've slipped up. It's now Roma 5, PSV 1 on aggregate, 2-1 on the night. Gagpo in acres of space. Falanes nowhere to be seen in the goal. And we've slipped up in the Champions League. We've conceded a goal from a really positive position, but Esposito is in, and he's well robbed by the PSV defender, but it results in a corner. And can we get another one from it? Pellegrini and Esposito there at the back post. It's not quite headed home, and PSV have a chance to break and get a second just before half time, but Juan Claire Todibo is there to clear up, and half time has come. It's Roma 2, PSV 1. We've had much better of the game, and we're going to say let's not let our performance drop as we did towards the end of that half. We're going to ask for some creativity. Let's pile on the pressure. We don't want to be seeing a draw here. We want to go out and really beat this PSV side. Pellegrini has picked up a knock there. He's going to come off. Cristante can come on for a reappearance from his recent injury troubles. Almada struggling again in behind the striker, so Zaniolo can come on for him. And with just over half an hour to go, the place in the quarterfinals seems secure. But can we just get a couple more goals and make this victory even more convincing than it is? 17 shots on target, 9 on target. It seems really unlucky that we've conceded, but can we go and get another one here? We're building from deep. Tonali with a lovely ball over the top for Sebastiano Esposito. And one-on-one with Unastal. He slots it home. A fantastic ball from Sandro Tonali. He picks out his man. Esposito runs onto it and he's calm as you like. It's Roma 3, PSV 1. 6-1 on aggregate. We've absolutely dominated the tie. And with 15 or so minutes to go, that should be the goal that secures tonight's victory as well as the overall. A really solid team performance again. We're looking good at the moment, and if we can keep this form going, there is still an outside chance of us making that Serie A title ours. But we're under pressure here. Tonali steps in really well at the back, and we're playing it out nicely. Cristante finds Miranda in room. He's got Esposito ahead of him, and he picks him out. Can he get the hat-trick? Sebastiano Esposito is only just wide. What an effort that was. Really quick on the break. Miranda picking out a beautiful ball again to Esposito, but we couldn't quite take the chance when it came. And with 9 minutes to go, just looking at fitness, Miranda still trying to build that up after his return from injury. Florenzi's going to come on and play on the left. Unfamiliar for him, but for the last 7 or so minutes, it shouldn't be a problem. And a really convincing night in the Champions League. Bua trying to find Esposito again, who's beaten his man. He's been all over the PSD defence. And Unastal with another great save. Esposito looks like a man who's really back in form after a blip during the January-February month. And he's playing really well tonight. And he's got a chance to pick out a man here. Esposito, it's another corner. He's looking like a man possessed at the moment to perform well for this team. Todibo gathers back out for Florenzi. Are we going to be able to create something from this? He finds... he just picks out Ihatalen on the edge. And that is the end of that. But time ticks into added time. And there we go. Roma 3, PSV 1. A really convincing victory for the boys. We're through to the quarter-finals of the Champions League. Who are we going to get? Hopefully we'll find out by the time I am back with you for our huge Serie A Derby della Capitale game against Lazio. A couple orders of business then before our Derby della Capitale game in Serie A. You read it correctly, we have been drawn against Manchester City in the Champions League, going away to them for the first leg and back home to the Stadio Olimpico for the second. If, and it's a big if, we're able to beat them, then we will face either Arsenal or Man United in the semi-final. A couple of trips to England then if we're to make it through to the final of the Champions League. Tough ties, but ones we may well be able to sneak through. Man City are second in the Premier League, obviously us being second in Serie A, so there is a slim chance. Secondly, we have had our new intake of youth players. If you would like one of these many men to be named after you, then all you need to do is subscribe to the channel, pop a comment down below saying that you'd like to be one of the players here. Send me the screenshots of your subscription either on here or on my Twitter, BennyD_FM, and hopefully next time we can have a few of these names as our viewers. That would be awesome. So that is just a quick note from me. Thirdly, a game in between, a scrappy 1-0 win against Parma. Todibo sent off in the 51st minute. It looked unlikely that we were going to grab the victory, but Lorenzo Pellegrini slotted in a free kick, and it means our surge towards the Serie A title continues. And today there is a chance for us to go within 5 points of AC Milan, who have already played and lost 4-0 to Udinese. So this is a massive game for the Derby della Capitale. A few players missing through suspension and injury, so the team looks like this. Falanese in goal, a back four of Miranda, Mancini, Ramos, Upamecano and Florenzi. Riccardi, Tonali and Pellegrini as always in midfield, with young Brian Young, the Argentine, in behind Esposito up front. Can we get one over on our local rivals? Can we do it? And that would mean 5 points between us and Milan and a really hot finish to the Serie A season. Man City in the Champions League, it's going to be tough, but there's a chance that we could, dare I say, do a little bit of a double this year. It's unlikely, but it is still on. The assistant is off to the tunnel, and this is our chance. We're obviously 3 points ahead of Juventus already and Napoli, who have both already played. We're looking good for second, but obviously we want to be atop of the table come the end. But an early chance for Lazio. Lazzari and Luis Alberto into Memphis Depay, and it looks like it may have been a great save. It's not, it's actually off the bar. We've not turned up early on here, but a header over from Memphis Depay. And we need to really start to get a foothold in this game if we're going to take anything from the Derby della Capitale. Lazio, a team we've struggled against this season after some good results in the past few years. The tactic still seems to be grinding us out results, and one we certainly need here if we're going to be catching AC Milan. A massive opportunity to close that gap, but one at the moment we don't seem to be taking. And as time ticks by, a really uneventful first half. It's Lazio 0, Roma 0, only one highlight we have seen, and we're going to get aggressive. We're far from pleased with what we've seen. Let's pick up the performance and go out there and take the game to Lazio in this second half. Esposito struggling today again. Brian Young in because Almada's just not quite been hitting the form he did earlier on in the season. But again, we're approaching the hour mark and we have not seen much of the game at all. And I think that might well be a call for a couple of changes. Esposito is going to come off. Patrick Schick, a super sub this season, he's going to come on in there. It's the only change we'll make to the personnel, but we will go attacking for the final half an hour, and a chance maybe. Miranda to Brian Young in for a rare appearance for him. Miranda to Tonali, who surges into the area and shoots, and Sandro Tonali has scored a cracker in the derby. We're 1-0 up, and that would take us to within 5 points of AC Milan. Brian Young lays it off to Miranda, who slots Tonali in. He looks like he may cross, but instead he powers one home into the bottom corner. And with just over 20 minutes to go now, we are in the driving seat of this game. We go 5 points ahead of both Juventus and Napoli, 5 points behind Milan, squeezing into a little gap in the middle. And with 13 minutes to go rather, time has really ticked by. It's time for a couple final changes. Value can come on the left. Miranda struggling a little bit for some fitness. Pellegrini is as well, but he's a man who we've got to keep on the pitch in these big games. Everyone else playing okay, so we'll leave it as is for now. Sandro Tonali with a cracking goal out of nowhere really. We've not seen much of the game at all, and he's surged into the area and popped one home, and time is ticking by with 4 minutes of added time. Can we hold on for a massive victory? Maybe not. Alberto with the ball in, it's headed over. Oh, a heart in mouth moment for all Roma fans. Rossi with the header, and it's headed over, and bar a late scare, we've won the Derby della Capitale. Sandro Tonali the hero. What a goal, what a game. Rather uneventful, but we have come away with an all-important 3 points. We're going to say that it was a good win for us because indeed it was. Is there still that slim chance that we could catch Milan ahead of us? The goal difference is better. The draws are what has cost us this year so far. But with 9 games to go, there is 5 points to catch up. Looking forward to next time then. It won't be long, and we'll be back after the Sampdoria game for our 2 legs in the quarter-final of the Champions League against Manchester City. Can we do it? Can we get one over on one of England's biggest teams and make it through to the semi-finals? It's going to be tough, but make sure you join me next time. I hope you have enjoyed today's video firstly, and if you have, please leave a like down below for me. Subscribe to the channel for more Football Manager content and for your opportunity to be a name in the game. And thank you very much for coming along and watching.